So hey guys, welcome back to First Class Convo. It's Cindy here, and I have a very special guest with us today. It is Miss Shalita. Am I pronouncing it right?
Yes.
Cause I will chop up somebody's name. Miss Shalita, say hey to the people.
Hello, everyone.
I am so excited to have her here today. I actually was asking her a few questions before we started the interview, and I was blown away already, and I know that you guys will be too. So, Shalita, if you would, could you introduce yourself to the audience?
Well, I am Shalita Dodson. I am the CEO of Black Vegan, and I'm a PhD student. Getting ready to start my dissertation in the spring of 2023, so I'll be done 2023. I'll be done.
You'll be done in 2023?
Yes. I have 2 more semesters, and then I can start my dissertation, but I can actually start early, so I'm getting ready to kind of start that process so I can get that started because I want to be done next year. So I'll be done.
Wow.
So that is in integrative and functional nutrition, so pretty much food as medicine. And I'm a single mom. My youngest is on the autism spectrum, so I'm also an advocate for special needs in Black communities since it's a taboo-ish kind of subject. But health is my passion because I've had my long list of health conditions that I've had to overcome. So if anyone kind of is like a walking billboard of kind of what not to do per se, but just but also just one who has overcome things, here I am.
Wow. All right, guys, I apologize. Welcome back. I always forget something. You know, I always told you guys that I always be transparent. I forgot the microphones, and they are a very intricate part of the interviews. So we are back. And Shalita, so were you finished telling us about yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, as you all know, the month of December is all about the entrepreneur. I decided that I wanted to sit down and talk to those who had businesses. And the main focus of the main reason for that was so that my viewers could actually shop with them for December to possibly buy gifts for their family or anybody who they think may need what my guests were offering. So that's why I wanted to do the month of December for entrepreneurship. So with that being said, Shalita, why don't you tell us a little bit about your business, if you will?
Well, Black Vegan is a business that surrounds introducing more of a plant-based or vegan lifestyle to the Black community. We are often the spokespeople per se in regards to certain health conditions, to where it's pretty much if you are a person of color, African American specifically, it's often you have X, Y, and Z associated with you, and to really be able to kind of unbraid that and to not wear those different labels.
Okay.
And it's really regarding challenging the stereotypes around a plant-based lifestyle, because most people, when they think of the word vegan or vegetarian, they think it's specifically predominantly a white thing, and that you're out hugging a tree somewhere, or you're
Not hugging a tree.
right, or you're rail thin, you can't be in good shape, and that you're not quote unquote Black enough if you don't eat the predominantly Black cultural food. So just really kind of
The food that's pretty much destroyed us.
yes. So to really kind of challenge those different stereotypes and to just really introduce a new palette, and just to be able to expand certain things, and just to really be able to look at food from a different perspective, to where it's not so much, it can be a comfort, but to where it's seen as fuel, something that you actually enjoy.
Okay. So, what service or what do you offer?
I offer nutritional counseling for those who want to do a consultation. They, hey, I went to the doctor, they said X, Y, and Z. What do you suggest? Those who are in San Antonio also do juice cleanses or a juice fast. For some, it's like, I just need to just kind of detox, just to kind of just start over and try to transition to something new. I also do meal prep, and that includes breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snack for 5 days.
Okay.
So I cook it all and I actually deliver it to you. The juice also.
Oh, wow.
So some days I'm all around all around the city, and I also um, cater to, to those who may need to be low carb, or if they're on a low FODMAP, or if they have or if they're on any sort of medication. If something that I don't eat X, Y, and Z, or if they have allergies, and I can work around that to make meals that are specific for them. Also, if they're an athlete, I know protein's a thing, so you can't get protein eating plants. It's okay. So I pretty much work with that person and those who really want to just who want to work on transitioning and making this more of a permanent lifestyle, who need guidance. I do coaching for that also.
Okay, awesome. That is so awesome. So, you only prepare vegan meals.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Have you ever had anybody to ask you to prepare something other than a vegan meal for them?
I have. I'm like it. Sure.
That basically would contradict everything that I'm trying to do for you right here.
Right. Everything. Yes. Yeah.
So why don't you tell us, how did all of this start for you, as far as becoming a vegan?
Well, I have overcome a laundry list of health conditions. Like I started at the beginning, I was born premature, so I was born 9 weeks early. So I was about the size of a piece of paper, I was about 10 inches long. I was in the hospital for like 4.5, 5 months. And so I had to have a colostomy bag for like 5 months.
Oh, wow.
So they did a bowel resection. So around an inch, about that much of my colon was gone. But from a baby who's only this big, this is about a good 2 to 3 feet as an adult.
Oh, wow.
Because your body still has to grow with you. So I have about a couple of feet less of my digestive tract. So my digestion has always been interesting over the years, very sensitive to certain things, but heavy meat eater, I was the meat eater. We went out, I think on my 13th birthday, I'm like, oh, let me get the biggest steak that can fit on the plate. Like, it was big enough. I was that girl.
Wow.
So I'm just like, how many chicken wings can I get? What's the biggest of this? What's the biggest of that? So bring it all to me. But after I had my daughter, actually before I had her, after I had her, in 2009, I was 28 years old, and I was around I think I was still around 250 then, and I suffered a mild heart attack at 28 years old. So had the heart disease diagnosis, and I'm in the hospital for about a good year, but I never saw a nutritionist or a dietitian. They was like, oh, well, you have all these different issues, here, take this medicine. But I'm like, do I need to see someone? I'm like, no, I don't even do that. So because it didn't click to me that maybe it had to do with my lifestyle, I had left the cardiologist one day and went right across the street, 2 claim jumpers, and had a big blooming onion. Right across the street from the hospital. I'm like, he would kill me right now if I was eating this. But I ate it because I wanted it.
Right.
And then I was like, well, maybe I'll try to go vegetarian. Oh, no, don't do that, because, you may not be able to get this and this. So here, let's give you some more medicine. It made me sicker. And so I'm like, oh, this is not working. It's not working. Then in 2015, had a random headache, horrible headache. Went to the doctor. Well, I went to the hospital on April 1st of that year. I'm like, look, I've had a headache. It's been like a week. I don't know. Come to find out, I had a brain tumor. And I was like, this is a very sick joke. It's April 1st. You're lying.
Wow.
Somebody lying. Like, no, here's your paperwork. You need to go see a doctor. I was like, it could be a tumor. It could be an aneurysm. We don't know. But here's your paperwork to go see your primary care. So I can walk around here with an aneurysm and you let me go home?
Wow.
I'm like, okay. So lots of tears and prayer and the miraculous power of God.
Yes, for sure.
About 6 weeks later, I was in and out the doctor. I was finishing my master's at that time. I was taking 800 milligrams of Motrin for like every 8 hours for like 3 weeks, because my head was just pounding the entire time. And that taxed my liver and my kidneys. And so I'm back in the hospital for that. And I'm just like,
oh my goodness.
And there's like, okay. I'm like, Lord, help your daughter. Lord, send help. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll be fine. And so around that time, my son was small. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to I'm gonna get together. I want to do keto. So I did keto for about 4 years. That's pretty much meat, eggs, cheese, all the fat, a little bit of veggies, like no grains, not much fiber, stuff like that. So that was just like, hey, added on. I'm like, okay, good. I lost weight, great, healthy, good. Then after I moved to Texas, I went in the back of the hospital for angina again. I'm like, well, listen, man.
Wow.
I'm like, maybe I need to try something. I don't know. Oh, I can't do that. I just couldn't do it. In my mind, I just couldn't do it. And then about a year and a half later, having issues with my cycles and hormones were all over the place. So I just went to get a regular checkup. Ended up having to get a biopsy right then and there on the table. I'm like, why are you doing that? We're gonna check for cancer because you have all the symptoms of uterine cancer. So I'm sitting there like, I just came in here for a checkup.
Wow.
And you're checking me for cancer. So I had to wait 2 weeks of waiting to see if it was cancer or not. Oh, the prayers and conversation with God I had to have during that time.
Right.
Of surrendering everything. I'm like, well, my Lord, if I have cancer, what does it look like? There's no family here. What if I do, have to go through chemo? Who's gonna take care of my children? All the different conversations. I'm like, Lord, something will have to change. This is not working.
Right.
I don't know what to do. Then one day my daughter was like, we should do a week of meatless. I was like, yeah, no.
I love my chicken too much, huh?
Absolutely not. Okay. I'm like, we just had meat today. I'm not doing that. Needless to say, in my mind, I said no, but God had other plans. And so I went meatless in the month of March, and I was just really this is March about 2019, so I had to really just get creative and really try to do different things. And YouTube University is a best friend.
Right.
I'm like, what does it look like? What does it look like? Oh, that's pretty. Let me try this. Let me try that. So I had to really learn how to unlearn how to cook in a different way and getting creating different spices and different this. I never was really a curry person. Now I'm like, bring on the curry. Where's the turmeric at? Where's this at? I'm like, ooh, all the different flavors and just really experimenting. And then June of 2019, there went the rest of the cheese and the eggs. I'm like, okay, here we go. So I actually watched all the different documentaries. There's been many that I've watched after that. So I'm like, yep, we're here now.
That is so awesome. Yeah. So would you say that becoming vegan was probably one of the best decisions that you could have ever made?
Oh, yes. Yes. I wish I would have did it sooner.
Yeah. Normally when we make big lifestyle changes, we always say we wish we would have done it sooner.
Yeah.
Do you think, how has your health changed since becoming vegan?
Oh, wow. My immune system is a lot stronger now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, it would be every year was the flu. It was like clockwork.
Oh, wow.
Every year, like, well, here we go. And to where now is that if I do feel under the weather within a few days, it has passed. Even when I've had my run with the Rona. I was juicing at that time as well, and so I was like, okay, I have juice in here. Let me just drink this, even though my taste was gone and I was mad. I couldn't taste my juice, but within 3 days, I was fine.
Okay.
So it kind of came and went, but my immune system is better. My blood work is better.
Awesome.
Because a lot of people even those who come to me who want my services, the first thing I ask them, when's the last time you had a physical? When have you gone to the doctor and got blood work? Because a lot of people can look healthy on the outside, but internally you can be really, really sick and you don't know. And there was a time when where I went and I wasn't feeling well. It was an allergy to some medicine that they gave me, and my doctor's like, "Your cholesterol is lower than mine." He's like, "Do you eat fat at all?" I'm like, "I do." He's like, "Oh." I was like, wow. He's like, everything's perfect. Why are you here? Well, the medicine gave me high blood pressure.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Okay, we'll take that no more. Okay, you can go home now. I'm like, that's it? Yeah. Okay.
Wow, that is so awesome. So all of the issues that you were dealing with health-wise, is any of it still present to this day?
No.
None of it?
No.
So the tumor shrank?
Gone. They haven't seen it anymore.
Heart issues?
No. Heart, fine. I actually went, It's interesting. I was at the gym, I think last year, and I had drank too much caffeine.
Oh wow. So you still drink caffeine? Okay.
And I was at the gym and I drank too much caffeine. My heart, I started having heart palpitations. I'm like, woo! I'm like, okay, that felt weird. I'm like, let me just go get checked out. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's too much caffeine, but I'm just gonna just be on the safe side. So I'm like, I don't play when it comes to the heart.
Ah, yeah.
So I'm in there and they're just like, oh, you work out. I'm like, I just left the gym. Like, you just left the gym right now? I was like, yeah, my heart started racing a little bit. I want to come check everything, sure everything's okay. He was like, why are you here? Because my heart was racing.
Okay, look, I gotta check and see what's
That's why
going
I'm
on
here.
here.
So he's like, your resting heart rate's like 45. I'm like, is that bad? He's like, yeah, I'm heart of an athlete. I'm like,
Wow.
he's like, yeah, we took your blood work, Eric. He's like, you're in better shape than I am. He's like, oh, I need to work. Where do you work out at? LA Fitness. I need to work out with you. I'm just like, probably maybe do. Maybe. He's like, just cut out. He's like, just be easy on the caffeine. I'm like, just drink more water. He's like, or that too. He's like, just go home. Okay.
Well, that is so awesome. So basically, to the viewers, I mean, you heard it here. A plant based diet is the way to go. I've seen, especially women who have had female issues, they go vegan, and it stops all of it. Can you talk about that a little bit? What do you think it is?
Well, there's a lot of hormones and things that are pumped into the animals that we consume. So even just to make them grow bigger, for them to mass produce, for especially even in like especially cows, and just to consistently keep them producing as much milk as possible, they have to consistently stay pregnant, and most of the time they don't. They have, I'll keep it lightly, they have assistants to help them stay pregnant most of the time, longer than they should. So they're producing all those extra excess hormones and that nature. So those hormones are actually in the milk.
Yikes.
So, yeah, so I'm just like, kind of like actual like cow breast milk, if you think about it. That's kind of what it is. So it's that milk takes a baby calf to be a big, massive cow. So I'm like, that's making them grow, and all those extra hormones for that, then that can impact us as well.
Wow. I actually never ever knew that. So thank you so much for sharing that information. I've seen many women turn vegan for that very reason, because of, they were having female issues. So yeah, that is amazing, making me think twice about the little bit of meat that I do eat. But yeah, that's simply amazing. So you said that next year you'll be finished with your PhD.
Yes.
What is your ultimate, what is your goal? What are you going to do when you're finished with your PhD?
My ultimate goal is having my own clinical nutrition practice, to where I bring people in and do nutritional counseling to get them healthy. So more of a holistic lifestyle medicine approach.
Okay.
To where food is your medicine. It's like, okay, what's going on with you? What are you eating? And then really looking at blood work and lifestyle, family things. But the thing is, a lot of people think that just because an issue ran in their family, that it's permanent for them. It's what you eat in your lifestyle which turns those genes on or off.
Absolutely.
So just because heart disease has hit every person, if your lifestyle is different, it won't hit you.
Absolutely. It's kind of like that thing where, oh, my parents were this, my parents were alcoholic, my parents were this, they were that. That doesn't mean that I have to continue to be that.
Right.
It has to get to some point where do you say, well, where does this generational curse stop?
Exactly.
So basically, that's all that it is. I've had I hear plenty people say, yeah, well, high blood pressure runs in my family. Well, yeah, if you keep eating all this salty stuff, then yeah, you're probably going to continue it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I thank you so much. Wow, you're actually here. I am interviewing you, and actually, you are enlightening me to a whole lot that I wasn't even privy of. So thank you so very much. I can only imagine what your business is going to look like. Really, more people need to know your name. because there is something, we know what that something is that's on you, but everybody needs to know your name. Your name should be a household name, especially within the Black community, because I'm getting chills just sitting here thinking about it and talking about it, because there's greatness in you. And I cannot wait until you graduate next year with your PhD, and I cannot wait for God to do what He's going to do through you. So definitely much accolades from me.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. As we get ready to wrap things up, is there anything that you would want to share with the audience? I'm going to ask you to share some encouraging words before we finish, but is there anything else that you would want this community to know? Something that really can help them wherever they are in life right now?
That where you are, where your family is, what you see around you is not your fate. To where your genes are not your fate, your circumstances are not your fate. That there is power inside of you to make those different changes, and that you do not be afraid to go against the grain.
Wow.
Many people want and are used to the applause of people, and they want to make everyone else feel comfortable, but don't be afraid to be the one who does things different.
Wow.
And to really stand on that. The dietary choices that you make can make other people uncomfortable. It can cause other people's insecurities to rise, to where they may say, well, oh, I don't want to eat this because you're judging me, or oh, you have all that healthy food on your plate. But then again, you changing your dietary habits can also help someone, maybe I should try this, or maybe I should, But to don't be afraid of breaking away from what society says is quote unquote normal, what the medical professionals have stamped on you as these diseases in the Black community are normal for you. To where be okay to go to the doctor, just be like, hey, it's just for here, here for a checkup. If they ask, do you have diabetes? No. Do you have high blood pressure? No. You have heart disease? No. Oh, your BMI is fine. So why are you here again? Oh, to check up. Huh. Okay. For that can be your new normal. Don't be afraid to challenge those stereotypes.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. So we are on the cusp of one of the biggest eating holidays, which is tomorrow, Thanksgiving. And then, of course, the next biggest one is Christmas. And then right after that, we have New Year's, because, we've kind of turned Christmas and New Year's into Thanksgiving all over again.
Yes, we have.
So what does your typical, now that you're vegan, what does your typical Thanksgiving dinner look like these days?
Funny thing is that honestly, it depends, because sometimes I'm the rebel person. Sometimes I don't even eat on Thanksgiving. Sometimes I'm fasting.
Wow.
I ain't doing it. I'm just like, no, I just
Wow.
don't want to. Or I'm like, I just want a salad or a smoothie. I don't. It really depends on the day. But many people don't realize that from Halloween is all about candy and sugar. Tomorrow, Thanksgiving is about everything as fattening as possible most of the time. Just, hey, you going for broke.
Right.
Christmas is that going for broke again times 2 plus the sugar from Halloween time. Except now it's not candy, but it's cookies and cakes and pies of that nature. The New Year's it's the eggnog, it's the wings, it's or whatever you're gonna do that for. And then come New Year's, now you wondering why you've picked up about 15 and 20 pounds in the past 6 weeks.
Right.
Just on these holidays alone, to where it's focused on eating as much unhealthy things as possible. If you're going to eat tomorrow, don't go overboard. Don't go overboard. Give your gut a fighting chance.
Yes.
Because this is also, quote unquote, flu season, if you let them tell it. But the thing is it's only quote unquote flu season because your immune system is not working very productively, because you've given it sugar and all these other things, to where it's not working as effectively, because you're just bombarding your immune system and your body with stuff that you don't even eat any other time of the year.
Wow.
And then you come to this day and you are literally just, it is gluttony 101, and it's celebrated.
Right?
Eat all your food. Clean your plate. You better go and get some more. Well, there's plenty in
Right.
there.
Go get your seconds, right?
Yeah, you're like,
Take a plate home with you.
Right. Yeah, you're like, I can't. I'm done. No, you're not. Go eat some more. Because if you don't eat, then that'll make someone know, oh, you don't like my food, or you don't love me, and then you have to challenge that. Of what if I don't want to just eat myself to a stupor tomorrow?
Right.
Do we not have to do that? So if you're going to do that, if you're going to eat, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends. If there's anything raw, like if there's someone decides to bring a fruit bowl, some veggies, whatever, like eat that first. So you can have like that raw stuff first, to where your gut's like, oh, okay, good. You get some good fiber in first before all the other heavier things. So it can kind of help with your digestion. If you're not passed out, take a walk. I'm just saying, hey, I know, hey, listen, I've always been vegan, so I know how to eat and eat a lot. So, but yeah, it's, enjoy the time with your people, and learn to have conversations versus just eating. Because sometimes when it comes to holidays, if you don't want to have that conversation, if you don't like so-and-so, you don't get along with so-and-so, then you just sit there and just eat yourself into oblivion versus having the hard conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah. Eating instead of talking.
Yeah, it's easier to do that.
Yeah. Wow. Well, Shalita, I want to take this time to tell you thank you. Thank you so much for coming today. And not just coming, but thank you so much for saying yes to Texas, number one. And thank you for saying yes so that our people can be a healthier version of themselves. That means more to me than you know, actually. I'm probably going to be hitting you up, not just yet for the vegan meal preps, but definitely for some of those smoothies, because I wanted to ask you this about the smoothies. Do you make, are there certain smoothies for different things? For like, let's say like, if I might be having certain issues within my body, would you make a certain smoothie for me? Or like, let's just say, if I just wanted one for detox, is there a certain smoothie just for detox?
When most are just like, I need detox, you have to get some sort of greens in you, because greens help to clean things out. But it also helps for building if one has issues with like anemia. Which a lot of African American women have iron deficiency anemia. If you're eating buckets and buckets of ice when it's 2 degrees outside, go to the doctor, because you might have iron deficiency anemia. That's one of the I just like ice. You're anemic. It's it's a weird thing, but a lot of women who have iron deficiency anemia, they like to eat ice. I'm like, something's off. So I grew up, I hated beets with a passion. I'm like, it tastes like dirt. It tastes like the earth. I don't like it. It just tastes dirty. However, I make a juice that has beets in it, but it also has other fruits in it also, to where it's not so earthy, and it helps with your iron levels naturally. So where you're like, okay. And even for those who are athletes, it also helps with blood flow before you go to the gym.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I kind of figured there was some different types.
Oh yeah,
that you
I
can
have
make
about 8 different flavors right now.
Oh really? Okay. I'll definitely be hitting you up for some of those for sure. Okay. Definitely for sure. I think I don't have any other questions. Again, I want to thank you so very much for taking time out of your day, out of your busy schedule, just to come and have a first-class convo with me. That is very important. But before we leave, if you could give the audience just some encouraging words to leave with them for today.
Know that your health is your greatest wealth, not just physically, but your emotional health, your emotional intelligence, how you're able to connect with what you're feeling, to express that in a positive way, in a constructive way, to have conversations, to communicate. Your mental health, how you are feeling, if you're anxious or depressed, or if things can go from high to low. Your spiritual health, where you connect with God. Do you know who He is? Does He know you? What is your prayer life like? Do you have one? Are you in community with other people? Are you reading the Word? Are you listening to worship? Are you surrounding yourself with His presence? your physical health. Are you physically active? You walking, running, powerlifting, bodybuilding, whatever you like to do to find something just to keep your body moving. And also with physical health, are you resting? Are you sleeping? Are you hydrated enough, drinking enough water? Do you take enough time to journal, to write, to release what you may be feeling within? Because a lot of us are obese in our emotions, in what we may be feeling, what we haven't talked about, those things that are just weighing on us because you haven't gotten out. So have a positive outlet to where you as a whole person is well, or is on that journey to wellness. And that your particular journey to wellness does not have to look like anyone else's.
Wow.
To where you're not in consistent competition with the other person, because that will diminish you and will have you trying to live out someone else and may not work for you the way it works for them. So be okay with who God had called you to be, and to rest in that, and to know that his version of health for you, that he wants you healthy too.
Yes.
And that it is okay to be a healthy person who loves him and who serves him and who's good to others.
Wow. You said a mouthful. Thank you.
My pleasure.
That was really, really good. That is awesome. I can't wait to go back and watch this all over again. Well, that's all I have for today. Again, thank you so much, Shalita, soon to be Dr. Shalita.
Yes.
Thank you so very much for your pour into the people, if you will. That's all I have for today. Bye, guys.
Bye.